Hello, and welcome to this episode of EMS Now Up Close. I am Eric Miskell with EMS Now, and today it's my pleasure to speak with Sneh Shah. Sneh is a director with Aimtron Electronics. Aimtron, of course, is one of the global and growing EMS companies with facilities both in North America and India. We've spoken to other representatives of Aimtron in the past, but today we get to actually speak with somebody on the ground in India about what's happening. So, Sneh, thank you for taking time to join and share with me today. Why don't you just begin by introducing yourself, what your role is, and what your responsibilities are within Aimtron?
Sure. So thanks, Eric, for connecting. It's been pleasure to connect on EMS now. So to keep you posted, I'm Sneh Shah. I'm a whole-time director taking care of Aimtron India. So Aimtron India, we have two manufacturing setup. One is in Vadodara, which is western part of India, that's in Gujarat state, and one is in southern India, which is known as Silicon Valley of India, that is Bangalore. So along with the whole-time director, I do take care of head of sales as well. So sales is something that I've been driving in this company since 2017 now, almost a decade plus journey, and that is what I'm passionate about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the history of the company, for those who don't may not know, is that it actually started as manufacturing in the United States and then expanded to India. It wasn't the reverse, right?
Certainly, I think that is where our main frame or main thing was. So generally, typically, people start EMS in India first, and then they try to replicate in US. But for us, it was a reverse story. And
Mm.
best part is like as Mtron Electronics frame itself as more than an assembly house. So it positions itself as a full spectrum EMS provider, or I would say ESDM provider, where D is a major factor as in design.
Yeah.
So we are energy and technology services, that is capabilities and design, prototyping, and concept to product transformation. So if in case anything is ongoing for upcoming trending technologies, that is where our main core focus comes up into. And then providing a complete turnkey solutions for like PCB assembly, electromechanical box build, cable harness, custom test fixtures, and any value-added services which are part of under one roof. So
Yeah.
in today's world, so what customer basically looks is like, because we are positioned as a one-stop solution, so they are much more comfortable with us as compared to other peers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that because as you indicate, the PCBA function is really it's important, but it's also many people call it the commoditized part of the industry, right? It's all those other services. And the design really is that design-led manufacturing, as you indicated. So how do you see Aimtron leveraging those capabilities to really differentiate itself from your competitors?
So like basically Mtron delivers a truly integrated product journey. So first we start with concept and feasibility. So like once kickoff project start with robust analysis like SWOT and FMEA to solidify feasibility and de-risk on design early. Then
Mm-hmm.
comes the development phase where a multidisciplinary engineering team handles hardware, software, mechanical, with like state of the art tools like we have it Altium or SolidWorks or somewhat of that kind. And
Mm-hmm.
then once development is done, then we have invested couple of $100,000 in couple of softwares like for DFM, VIO. We have like VIO as a software for design for manufacturability, design for excellence, and FEA to like optimize cost, reliability, and manufacturability as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then once all that is done, then it nailed down to prototyping, where rapid prototyping validation, either via 3D printing, CNC machining, or injection molding, in case any certifications are required, like IP or CE for the global certification or global product development, that also can be taken care of. And then high volume production, which is our now core as a part of India entity that facilitates like includes 3D AOI, X-ray in circuit testing with like lean methodologies like Six Sigma, because I'm also Six Sigma Green Belt certified. And we have like complete project management team with PMI certification and all that. And then even after it, anything for life cycle support, even post production, any offer in change management, obsolescence support, or any continuous improvements is required. For example, we are with first generation. If we need to interface enhancement with generation 2 or next generation, we can help on that front as well. because our advanced engineering and technical expertise goes into that level.
Mm. Got it. And it strikes me that with all these capabilities, that you still have to balance your operations between North America and India, right? So how do you kind of decide, how's it decided which projects or even processes to handle in which regions?
I think you're really a good question, because a lot of has this kind of question. So basically what happens is Aimtron's presence in US and India. So what we do is, with our presence in US, we process like all the processes are getting perfected and validated at a scale before being mirrored in its Indian facility. So this ensures like American level quality and precision in operational global operations.
Hmm.
Along with that, if you see, with Indian talent, so Indian talent with American level quality is something that we take care of. And then
Hmm.
some of the strategic things as well. Just an example, if anything related to ITAR. So there are some targeted engineering design tasks requiring ITAR compliance, especially for defense and aerospace. So that all can be conducted under Aimtron systems in US, which is an ITAR facility, while local or routine manufacturing takes place in India for companies like Hindustan Aeronautics or Bharat Electronics or ISRO, which are still a sensitive government projects. So that Bangalore facility we have, it's a clean room kind of a facility where we can go with this kind of high tech and secure kind of projects. And best part is, to keep operations seamless, Aimtron uses an integrated ERP system that stitches together the US and Indian entities. So this global system supports real-time transparency, supply chain planning, inventory coordination, and compliances as well. So that is
Okay.
where we take a leverage of it, where like globally ERP and supply chain coordination across both the borders.
Okay. I bet your customers really appreciate that too, then the way that that kind of really serves them so that you don't just launch to India, you perfect it and then launch it. I like that model. That's excellent. So, hey, one thing I forgot to ask you at the beginning, maybe speak to now, what are the different sectors that you guys are operating in and which sectors do you see as kind of showing the strongest growth potential moving forward?
So currently, like we have diversified our portfolio, because what we believe is in like because considering the current geopolitical situations and other factors into accommodation. So we have like industry IoT, because industrial sector is poised to grow at around 21-22% CAGR in next 3 to 5 years, because industry 4.0 is coming up. It's already evolved. It is getting more into that. Automotive and EVs, like battery management systems or somewhat of that kind. Then medtech is one, where like diagnostic kind of equipments, imaging materials, or wearables. Again, wearables, to what we do is somewhat high tech, that helps patient to do monitoring of their body movements and all that. And then we do have like gaming and communication, like specific to RF. So just an example to what trending sectors like drone and because recently there is one more sector, electronic warfare system. Drone and UAVs, drone and electronic warfare system has come into existence. So we
Mhm.
have been working with domestic PSUs in India and a couple of international players in US as well, where we can provide some mill grid communication related devices. And best part is, we try to equip ourselves with upcoming trending technologies. So just an example, currently there is a delicensing going on for Wi-Fi 6 in India, which is related to RF related capabilities. So people as of now are deploying Wi-Fi 5 equipments into the market, where our RF capabilities is with Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7 level of testing. And our Wi-Fi 6 level of equipments are already into the field for testing. So field testing is already ongoing on that front. So we try to keep ahead, one step ahead in terms of technology, where like strategic fit and EMS trends is something that we eye on, along with
Mhm.
the sectors that we try to narrate and try to nurture along with the business that we are carrying forward.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wanted to pick up on that because I know that a lot of people think of India as kind of a lower cost area, region in the world, but automation is a key differentiator and really what is needed. So tell me about kind of how Aimtron is using automation to enhance your efficiency and improve your yields and get all the benefits that that has to offer.
No, certainly, I think automation and upgradation is need of an hour, because just an example, as of now, we have O2, O1, 105 kind of components that goes into the most of the PCBs and all. So precision meets productivity. That is what we call internally. That, for instance, like any of the real-time monitoring systems or IoT integration, edge computing, predictive maintenance. So these all like driven operational efficiency up while reducing time down by about 25-30%. So, and then we try to integrate like most of an industry 4.0 kind of integration, where like last year we added one more assembly line that has AI enabled like a couple of features into that machines, but it helps to like increase the efficiency and reduce the quality errors. So anything like which is critical for reliability into industries like aerospace and medtech, we just ensure that that kind of goes with the such kind of high tech machines, which not only help us to improve like our efficiency, but that help us to increase the confidence of customer as well, because that's a robust and reliable assembly workflows that goes into it. And it ensures like seamless connectivity across the product life cycle as well, from factory floor to remote monitoring too.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned the components there and the size. So I wanted to ask you kind of about supply chain. Global supply chains have been somewhat volatile over the last few years. So how is Aimtron strengthening your component sourcing? How are you dealing with increased local BOM share, as an example, and to ensure really uninterrupted delivery for your customers?
Certainly, I think with what global shift is going around, so localization manufacturing footprint is something that we eye on. So Mtron minimizes like logistics disruptions and lead times while centralizing control over manufacturing workflows. So what exactly we do is like a recent example I would give. We recently closed one ODM project of 100 crore, that is around $10 million. And so that is like we are going to develop a product from scratch. It's a next generation UPS, which is going to be used for data centers and all. So when we are there from design, so what we eye on is like all mechanical components or cable assemblies, wire harness. We try to localize all that, so that all facilities or that all like supply chain partners are within or nearby to our vicinity, within our Gujarat facility or Southern India Bangalore facility. So which help us to reduce our task, and there is an aligning with Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, which are the initiatives that are aimed to foster self-reliance and enhancing domestic supply chains.
Okay. Yeah, and I know that's been also a big push within India, not just the growth of the EMS, but at the same time the development growth of the component manufacturing base. So with that local sourcing, or that's what you're talking about, right? Your ability to source components regional within the country.
Agreed. And even if you see, like to add on to what you stated, recently government has come up with a lot of initiative as well from their end.
Yeah.
So just an example, they had now production leave incentive schemes that
Mhm.
was for specific to couple of products and all that. Then they introduced specs and semiconductor mission, and then they are now setting up electronic manufacturing clusters as well. So, for instance, like with recent PLI, to what government has projected is around $7 billion worth of investment and approximately around 100,000 jobs over the next 3 to 5 years of time frame.
Okay. Excellent. That's actually good news. I'm glad to hear that. So let's
And
talk about more, step it up a bit about the EMS as it's evolving in India. India is the hottest region probably within EMS for this year and last, and probably will be into the future for a while. So how do you see the EMS industry evolving over the next several years within India?
Indian EMS market, I believe, is poised for explosive expansion. It has been projected that 2024 was somewhere around $62 billion, and by 2030 we are expecting around $350 billion. So that is reflecting a CAGR of 28%. And
Mhm.
there's one more estimate that goes on top of it. They are expecting around 34% annual growth until FY26. And if you go on that, what exactly is going is EMS companies are now evolving beyond pure assemblies. So
Mhm.
now offering end-to-end original design manufacturing services, especially in high value segments like a couple of sectors that we discussed before.
Yeah.
That is where like a strategic shift is happening from assembly to a design-led manufacturing, part one. And then we are expecting that PCB assembly alone is expected to grow at around 30% CAGR in the next 5 years.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
So, and recently also, like there are major players, they are expanding their production and footprint in India. That is just reinforcing the country's role in global supply chain analysis. So
Mhm.
even recently, government of India has approved four new semiconductor projects under India semiconductor missions. That marks a notable progress towards the ESDM as a sector, not just EMS, but electronic system design and manufacturing as well.
Mm.
And one more example is like NXP has planned to invest around $1 million in India for R&D. That is again indicates growing confidence in India's semiconductor potential too.
Okay. It's interesting because when I think of historically of developing regions within EMS over the last several decades, many that begin as we call them lower cost, seem to compete on cost, right? But to speak to the importance of, it sounds like what you're competing on isn't cost but quality, right? It's that's really the driving piece, and it isn't this race to the bottom to see who can be the low cost leader. It's really who can produce the best products in the best way and the most and get their delivery there on time. So speak to the importance of that, if you would.
No, certainly quality plays a vital role in any of the product that gets manufactured. So even to poise on that front, so there are standards affiliated to that. So just an instance of it. For example, if you want to go for medtech related like products, then we need to have ISO 13485 and certification. So that allows you to go into that direction or to produce that kind of products which are critical to healthcare. Then
Hmm.
for aerospace and defense, you have global certification like AS9100. Then for specific to, if we talk about specific to automotive, we have ITF 16949. So Aimtron has most of that global certifications as well as local certifications. Now, if you want to sell your product, medical product in India, you need to have one local certification called CDSCO. So we do have that certification as well. So which allows us 13485 allows us for a global footprint, whereas CDSCO allows us for local domestic manufacturing equipments. And then we do have FDA as well for a couple of products in US. So we do have that FDA approval as well. So this help us in so quality is something, and like with presence of us in US. So that is where I indicated before as well. So first, any of the process gets replicated, initiates there, it gets positioned well, and then it gets replicated here. So we call that as an American quality on Indian soil. So quality is something that is going to be top notch, and Mtron is resilient amid fluctuations that market segments are able to capture that. But we are in a good position on that front because still our like 40-50% business is export, and till last year, but this year we have started more on a domestic. So as on today, like approximately 80% is domestic business and 20% is international export business. And when I talk about domestic, then 97 crore one order we closed. So that customer is origin is based in US, but then they have a requirement in India. So that kind of customers we generally try to engage. So with our presence in US and India, it helps us more easy for us to make them convinced because they can see the facility there. They have a backup system there as well. And they have a system in India too. So they know how exactly things work because they also have their own facility and we do also work on the same more or same flow.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. So tell me about the future then for what's ahead for Aimtron. I mean, what new capabilities, partnerships, or even product categories do you see kind of important to shaping the future for Aimtron?
So if I give you a history first, if you see the past 2 years, Mtron has been growing at a pace of 70-80%. I'm talking about Mtron India as of now. So
Yeah.
Mtron India past 2 years has a growth story of around 70-80%. And this year also we are committing on that same 70-80% growth. And considering the domestic requirements that is getting increased, plus that global supply chain shift from one country to other country, which is going to which is already has started, we are getting an evidence of that as well. So what China plus one story is ongoing, that is also one factor that is getting added to it. And then if you see on top of it, then design leading towards manufacturing is something that we are eyeing on. So last decade, our focus was manufacturing, and through that we were getting the design business. Just an example I'm giving, like schematic change or BOM change or somewhat of that kind. This decade, our core focus is from design, how do we lead the manufacturing setup? So first we focus more on a design kind of ODM kind of a projects. So we entered customer with more on a design front, engagement starts on that mode. And then we help either to evolve that product or reinforce that complete product, make it in a mature phase, and then we take it into the market. So
Mhm.
this is what the next couple of years we are eyeing at.
Yeah, excellent. That sounds like a good future for you. It sounds like you're busy and you have your hands full there. So you,
Certainly, I think this all matters because EMS, as of now, to what growth story we are eyeing at, certainly Aimtron is positioned well.
Mhm.
And considering to what market is going to be there in next couple of years, we already have started investing because we are planning for one new greenfield project, a manufacturing facility in Gujarat again, that will be having around 5 to 6 assembly line and full end-to-end system integration capabilities. So this expansion boosts local production capacity and reduce reliance on external suppliers. Because here we are thinking on if we can integrate that with plastics or sheet metals in-house, that is what we are eyeing at. So to
Mhm.
what attribute like this momentum to surge ODM and box build projects, new orders for box build is around you can say 60-65% approximately, and probably we are almost eyeing it to be in the equivalent phase. So this greenfield facility, especially like specifically aligned with government initiatives like Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat and some of the other activities like aimed at fostering self-reliance and enhancing it domestic supply chains. So, and what exactly we are eyeing at, what growth story we are eyeing at. So, considering all that factors, we already have started expansion in Gujarat, in Vadodara.
Oh, excellent. Well, I get the opportunity to visit your facility in India here in a couple weeks, and I think I'll be up in the Gujarat facility, if I'm not mistaken. So, um,
Most welcome, and Indians, they are no, like we call as an Atithi Devo Bhava. It means like we welcome our guest and consider as a part of our family. So we'll enjoy Gujarati cuisine and we'll have a fun.
very good, very good. Well, thank you for your insights today. This has been excellent. I think it represents Aimtron in a much fuller kind of way and its capabilities there with India. I look forward to seeing some in person and reporting on it next month even more. So Sneh, thank you for your time today, and hopefully we get to speak again in the future.
Sure, Eric. I think thank you very much for your time, and thanks for taking Semtron's path forward. Looks both ambitious and multidimensional, and with its green field built out design oriented OEM partnership and organizational momentum, the company is well positioned to innovate across manufacturing scale and different technologies, deepening capabilities in AI enabled systems and all. So, looking forward to meet you face to face, and anytime in India, most welcome to visit our facility. You already been there in Cork, our US
Yes,
facility, and most welcome any point of time in India.
very good. Sneh, thank you very much for your time, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
nice day.
You too.